Welcome back to the Girl Power Alliance podcast. I'm so excited to share my guest with you today, Tamara. Let me tell you a little bit about this beautiful woman. Tamara Williams is the CEO and founder of Measure of Faith LLC, which provides healthy lifestyle coaching. Tamara loves helping her clients become healthier while ditching extreme workouts, diving into carbs, and devouring desserts. This made me hungry just saying it. A native of Sumter, South Carolina, she currently lives in Lakeland, Florida with Winston, her husband of 11 years. She's an active member of Free Life Chapel, where she serves as Connection Center volunteer and a Lifegroup facilitator. Tamara practiced family law for 12 years at a nonprofit law firm where she served as executive director for 3 years before transitioning into her current position as General Counsel for JAM Construction and Development. Tamara is also, my gosh, girl. Tamara is also a licensed realtor in Florida, a Supreme Court certified family mediator, and trim healthy mama lifestyle coach. She enjoys traveling, cooking, and spending time with family and friends. Her favorite scripture is Romans 8:28. Love that verse. And we know that all things work together for the good to them that love the Lord, to them who are called according to his purpose. Welcome, my friend.
Hi, Michelle. Thank you so much for having me.
Is there anything you don't do? That's an amazing, just take all of your bio apart. Just the fact that you are a lawyer is enough. But then on top of that, you're just serving and serving and serving. Remarkable.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I would love, of course, that's your bio, but I'd love to hear a little bit more about you. Share a little bit more with our listeners so they can get to know you a bit.
Okay. Well, like you said, I am from South Carolina. So the way I made my way to Florida is I actually went to UF for law school and got my first legal job at that nonprofit that you mentioned and just stuck around. Love Florida, although it's hot.
It is, and like really hot lately.
Yes, yes.
Well, so how did you meet your husband? Did you meet him because of law?
No, actually, we actually met in undergrad and we actually reconnected when I was in law school.
Oh,
And so
okay.
we got married a couple years after I graduated from law school.
Oh, that is awesome. Well, one of the things that I love to share with our listeners, because the stories are so remarkable, is how God has impacted your journey, maybe even into going into law. Did you feel like this was a call on your life? Or, I'd love to hear a little bit about that.
Well, yes, I felt I've always had a desire to help people. That was something that my parents instilled in my sister and I since we were little. We, served in different ministries at church and everything. And I always kind of wanted to fight for the underdog. So, even when I was a little girl, I would play court. I would have my teddy bears were in the juries and everything. So I think it's something that I was drawn to very early on in my life.
I kind of feel like, I guess it could go one way or the other, but it seems from the outside looking in that being in the law and the profession of law can be kind of a negative, like you're around a lot of negativity. Did you find that?
Yes, and especially in family law, because a lot of what I did, not all, was divorce cases. And so at first, I was kind of torn doing that. But what helped with that is a lot of my clients were survivors of domestic violence. So these weren't situations where I just don't like you anymore. There were real safety concerns and everything. So that kind of helped somewhat. And then also I was just trying to, the environment that I was in, I was just trying to be light. But yes, you're right. There's absolutely can be a lot of negativity from your clients, from opposing counsel. So I just had to make a decision that I was going to be me and allow my light to shine even in that environment.
We need followers of Christ in that profession so desperately, to be a light and to continue to fight for justice, but to also, take a stand for our foundational philosophies as believers.
Right.
Do you find that is hard to do in that profession?
Sometimes it can be, but if you look at it from the overall standpoint that God is a God of justice, and he does tell us that we are to obey the laws of the land, it makes it easier.
Yeah.
And there were situations that I was personally conflicted on some things. And I just had a talk with my supervisor and she reassigned some cases and that sort of thing. Yes.
Awesome. Well, okay. So from being a lawyer to real estate doesn't seem like a huge stretch because, there's a lot of legal stuff involved with transactions of buying and selling homes. But from lawyer to real estate to health coach, what's that transition all about? What really turned you on about that?
Well, that came about actually because of my personal journey. I threw a surprise birthday party for my husband in 2017. And so of course, we were going through all the pictures of the party. And then I looked at myself and I didn't recognize myself. I had gained so much weight. As we talked about, law can be very, very stressful, and especially family law and especially indigent clients on top of that. So as I kind of had increased job responsibilities, the weight started to put on. So before I knew it, 2 pounds turned to 5, 10. By the time of his party, I had gained 60 pounds. And I knew I had to do something. So I had start kind of calorie counting and, I got some results, but that really was not sustainable. But then one of my friends told me about something called Trim Healthy Mama. So I was like, okay, well, I'll check it out, So I kind of gave myself a deadline, like, look, okay, I'm going to continue to eat the way I am until my birthday of that year. And so I did. And so the day after my birthday is when I seriously started the Trim Healthy Mama plan. And thank God I had so much success with it. I lost over 50 pounds altogether. And when they launched their coaching program in 2018, I knew I wanted to be a part of it because I said, I love helping people. And this was something that I personally know works. And I don't want other women to struggle like I did.
Wow. It's funny how you don't really notice it. You're just going through your day. You figure your clothes, maybe they're old. You put them in the dryer too many times. And, but then
the dry cleaners had a mishap.
Exactly. Like, I think I shrank my pants. But the same type of a thing happened for both me and my husband. We saw a photo of us on vacation. We were like, who is that couple? So it's kind of the same type of thing. It's a really big wake up call. I'm very passionate about health and nutrition. And I believe that if you are not stewarding your body, you're not able to fulfill Christ's call on your life. I think it's that important.
Absolutely. And that was something that kind of, that I felt convicted by. So here it is. I trusted God to get me through law school. Okay. I graduated with honors. I passed the bar on the first time. So all of these things, I put my mind to it. I prayed about it. I did the work and I got the results. So why was I not doing that, like you said, with my own temple? Why was I not being a good steward? It's not my body, it's his. So how can I trust him and expect him to bless me in other areas of my life when I'm not being faithful over my body in the way that I eat?
So it's such a powerful truth. And I think that what I believe is that the enemy will, like, I love food. It's fun to get together and eat and, enjoy things that maybe aren't the most healthy. But I think that what the enemy does is he turns this almost into an idol for people, food in general. And we have all these like emotional connections to it because his ultimate purpose is to make us not function at our best, to keep our mind clouded, to keep our energy low, to keep us unmotivated, to keep us unable physically to fulfill the things that we are required to do, we need our mind sharp and clear. We need to sleep good. We need to be able to connect with God.
Right.
And so I know like people think I'm like a little nutty about it, but it's serious to me. It's as serious to me as the cars that we drive. We change the oil, we put gas in them when they're running low, and you don't go to your hose and put water into the gas tank when your gas tank needle is showing that it's almost on empty. We put what is required in there, but our bodies, we just treat them like dirt.
Right. That's so true. And that's the thing. And the thing about it is God has given us so many things, natural things to improve our health. Not things that come in a bottle, not these extreme workout, regimens. It's just the simple things. If we just go back to the basics, go back to what the word says, we can improve our health. And you're right. We don't. How can we take care of our cars? We follow the recommended maintenance schedule for our cars. So why are we not following that schedule for what the Creator told us that we need to do to take care of our temples?
That's right. It's a profound thing to realize that. And so, if anybody's ever come to me for coaching or anything, that's my starting place always, because anything else to me is almost a symptom. If you're not attacking this from the beginning, like even when it comes to relationship problems and everything, because there's so much of a direct connection between your mental health and your nutrition. Like you can't fix a relationship with somebody if you're always like irritated, everything, because your blood sugar's off and you're just not functioning. So, so then did you start coaching in 2018?
I'm sorry, I cut out a little bit. Can you repeat that?
Yeah. Did you start coaching in 2018?
Yes, actually, yes. Trim Healthy Mama launched the coaching program, I believe, around June or July, and I started that same year, of 2018. Mm-hmm.
So how gratifying is it to work with? Do you work with women only?
Yes, I primarily work with women. And of course, they are, passing this on to their husbands and it affects the whole family. But yes, my direct clients are women. It's so very gratifying, because, we do like a pre-assessment where we're kind of asking where their goals are and to see the things that they're saying, that I want to feel beautiful. I want to be able to fit my clothes. I mean, some of the things that they're writing is so heartbreaking. And then to see that moment, that light bulb moment, is like, you mean I can eat this? And still okay, I can actually this is something that I can do. And so it's so gratifying to just see that them realize that they can improve their health and not be miserable to do so.
Oh, what a blessing. And do you include your faith at all in any of this coaching, either behind the scenes or directly?
Both. I'm constantly, praying for vision for my business, how to connect with these women. And then, so I do like mindset as a part of my classes too. So we do some type of activity. So, sometimes I'm playing worship music during my classes. And other times there's affirmations. So it may not be directly taken from the Bible, but every affirmation on the checklist can be traced back to scripture. So yes, so I do both behind and directly. I do.
So you're literally coaching people mind, body, and spirit.
Yes.
That is so awesome. So if somebody's listening today and they can totally relate to your story, how do they find you?
They can connect with me on Facebook, New Me with Coach T. Same thing on Instagram, and my website is newmewithcoacht.com.
Just the letter T?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay, cool. So if you're listening on the audio portion of the podcast, then all of her information will be in the show notes. So don't worry if you didn't write it down or you're driving or jogging or walking. And if you're watching this on YouTube, all the information will be right below the video. So like, you've accomplished so much. You're impacting the world in a variety of ways. What's kind of on the horizon for you?
Well, I'm hoping to be able to do coaching full time, because that is really what I feel is my zone of genius. The other things I may be competent at, but this is really where my heart is. This is what just brings me joy. I look forward to every live class with the ladies that I meet with. Before COVID, we were doing live events, and it was just so exhilarating to just be amongst these women who are trying to take charge of their health. So that's the next on the horizon, is for me to be a full-time German Healthy Mama coach.
Are you doing it virtual then?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And
all our classes are virtual. Yeah.
So you can take clients from anywhere.
Absolutely. Anywhere. Yeah.
The beauty of technology is if you're listening to this in another country, you can still access Coach T and all that she has to offer. So don't feel limited, because no matter what country you're in, we're all made of this same physical body. So all the same principles apply. And like I said a bit ago, she is literally coaching you mind, body, and spirit. It's the foundation for any change that you want to have in your entire life. She's giving you the foundational truths to get that going.
Yes.
Are you doing right now, do you have, if somebody goes to your website, are your programs that you offer, is that available for them to see?
Yes. So right now we're doing some restructuring of my website. So we may be down for a little bit, but it'll be up and running really soon. But yes, you'll be able to see all the programs that I offer, and you'll also have the opportunity to book a free initial Kickstart Your Transformation call with me. So no obligation. You and I can just chat about what your goals are to see if it's something that you would like to connect with me on. And if not me, that's fine, but just to see what I have to offer in more details.
Well, I mean, as a coach, they might be interviewing you, but you're interviewing them too. I mean, it's a two-way street, you know what I mean? To really create this relationship that has an environment for growth, it definitely has to be mutual.
Absolutely.
I'm so impressed by all of the things that you do. I don't know how you have time to do all of the things that you're doing, including volunteering at the church and coaching and everything. How do you kind of schedule it all?
Just have to try to keep focus. And to be honest, I don't always, sometimes I get off path a little bit, but it's just a matter of I do have a schedule that I try to stick to. I try to do my best to prioritize things. But then something I teach is work-life balance. So, I can't be, focus so much on the business. I can't focus so much on this. So I make sure that I try to allow time to spend with my husband, time with friends, just kind of scheduling that time, working that into my calendar.
That's awesome. If you had one piece of advice to offer to somebody who's maybe where you were when you first started your health journey, like they've seen a picture of themselves, or maybe they've done, over this whole quarantine thing, people keep talking about the COVID-20. It started with the COVID-10 and now it's gone on long enough. Now they're talking about the COVID-20. So if that's where somebody's at today, like what's the first step for them?
The first step is to realize that you can change. So the first step is not to beat yourself up about it, not to allow yourself to go into a depression. It's okay. This is just temporary. Just like it took time to get here, it's going to take time to reverse it, but it can. I am living proof. And when you go on my website, you will see my before pictures that it can be done. Yes.
That's awesome. And I think that just the message as a believer all the time, no matter what area you're in, if you're listening to this, no matter what your profession is, your stay-at-home mom, no matter what it is, the continued message that we know that we have in front of us through Christ is that the future, it can be better than the past, that we are not bound to what we have been or what was, that we have such a renewed, constant, never ending, everlasting hope that our future can be better. And, that includes your health and nutrition. Like, I just want to rebuke the bondage over you, if you're listening to this, that says that you will always be this way. This is just my body. I'll always be this way. I just want to rebuke that, because the the plan of God is that you are healthy and vibrant and able to fulfill his purpose on the planet. And if your health is bad as a direct result of nutrition or lack thereof, that is something that can be remedied. And it can be remedied as easy as just saying yes to somebody like Coach T, who can put you on a path of something that is sustainable long-term. And obviously she has direct knowledge that it works because she walked through it. So I just appreciate you so much, and I admire you and all of the things that you have accomplished. I should be talking to like an older woman. You're just this young woman who's done so many things already. It's pretty remarkable. Well, I have no doubt in my mind that you will be a full-time coach because, I mean, how many people pass the bar the first time? You obviously have that gifting of setting your mind to something and making it happen.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Michelle, for having me. I really do appreciate it.
I just, again, thank you so very much, and reach out to her today. By the time this podcast airs, her website will certainly be up and working. And so connect with her and give yourself a reset. Thank you.
Thank you.